Hello, this is Phoebe speaking. I'd like to start our group presentation about our shopping mobile application called Save for Fun. Firstly, here is the first UI of our app, which is user login. Users have two options to log in. One is to sign in through the Google account. For the sign-in Google account setup, we set up Google Sign by creating a sign-in client and a sign-in request. These are used for Google One-Tap Sign-in feature. Another option for user to sign in to log in is to sign up for an account by clicking here. Then user will input the necessary information and then click sign up. And in these sign up activities, in this coding part, to handle database operation, we interact with the DB user helper class to perform operations like checking if the user is already exists or not, or inserting a new user. We set up this DB user helper class up here at DB package. This class is responsible for handling database operations related to user, such as inserting new users, checking if a user is already exists, or authenticating user, and things like that. After the account already signed up successfully, user will be brought back to this login UI. User input the necessary information of the account and login. A new UI will show up, and it is the home UI of the application that contain all the fragments of the app.
So now we are in a home activity. Our application is for shopping, and to shop we need a list of products to buy, right? And also we need to have a user profile to know who gonna buy what, right? So first of all, we have the hamburger bar at the top left, and also we have a list bottom at the bottom here. That one is demonstrated in our activity home layout. You can see the navigation view for the top hamburger bar, and over there is this one is the for on the bottom navigation button here, and all the action activity of the users going to be controlled in the frame layout. So the frame layout is a fragment. We call the fragment and we put it in a package so that we can control all the activity, including the profile, product, list, home, favorite product here in the fragment, right? So now let's take a look at the profile fragment to see what happens. So in the user's profile, as you can see, we can edit all the information of the users, right? So for example, you can edit the first name, last name, birthday, and first is come from the user's class object. So in the user class object here, you have a dummy constructor for the database purpose, and also this one is a constructor to handle the login, and this one is the constructor to handle the editing information and update it. Okay, so now let's move on to the list. So here is a list. There are two fragments to in the list to handle. One is the list fragment, the other one is list detail fragment. So what's the difference? The list fragment is the one that handle a list of shopping, for example, Monday shopping, Tuesday shopping, Wednesday shopping, and etc. And what kind of product you're gonna buy on Monday shopping, for example, is handled by this list detail fragment here. This is on the class list detail fragment with all the property and the function. So for example, if I click here, you can see that we have a number of items we bought on Monday, and the bar chart to represent what kind of category you're gonna buy, right?
Okay, so now Long is speaking. Let me continue with the second component in our applications. So that is the product. To make it convenient for you, I have just delete all of the list have created before. So there are three different places that you can access the products. The first one is the home page. You can access the home page using the floating button, or you can use the home in the navigation roller. And first, when you access the home page, you can see the hot news. We have just implemented this one using the slider. Here are the libraries that we have used to implement the slider to show the hot news. Right after the slider, you can see the popular product, which is getting randomly from the system. So here we have used the recycler view to implement for the list of product. You can see here the layout managers and the recycler view. So them by having two different products in every single row. And at first, let me try to add the product into the list. So you can see a notification is given here. That is because we didn't have a list currently. We have to create a new list. So vertical press bar is shown to make it convenient to show the user step by step create a new list. So at first for the name, it should be 3 character minimum. Let me put here Monday list, and then I continue. And for the description, I leave it empty. For the type, let me choose a party, for example, and then continues, and I create the list. Okay, so now the list is ready. Let's come back to the home page. Now, if I enter the list here, the alert dialog is already be shown for you to choose the list and the quantity of products. So here is where we have create the alert dialog. And let me choose the Monday list. I put here two different items. Let me put here also some more items. So put here three more items and just one more. So put here also this one into the list. So you can see a notification below to say that the product has been added to the list successfully. And now coming back to the list, if I click here, you can see all of the items have been put into the list. And at the end, you can see the total price that you need to pay if you want to process and buy this list. And at the top of the page, you can see a visualization to show you the number of products by categories. So doing this way, you can control how many kinds of product you need to buy according to your preference. Okay, so that is about the home page to show the product. And let's go to the second one, the product here. So here for the product, we saw the product by the categories. There are 5 different categories: vegetable, meat, snack, bread, or the beverage. So to make the icon a little bit fancy, we have used the circle image view library to circle the image. Okay, so now let's go to the beverage. To make the user convenient when searching for the product, instead of having to scroll for all the product, we have implemented the search view here. So for the search view, it is the code for the search view. For example, if I want to search for the Red Bull, I put here red, for example, and then you can see the product have been filtered. So they saw only the product related to the keyword red. So I can put it into the list very easily. So I don't need to search for all of the product in the list, just search in the search view. And if I want to remove to the original list, just remove the keyword here, and all of the items will be shown again. So in this way, it could be convenient for users to use. And besides showing the product by the categories, we have also implemented the favorites. For the favorites, you can see a heart icon here. So whenever you click to the icon, the product will be shown in the favorites. Let me try to put one more. So let me put here also the apple. Put here the apple. Then come back to the favorites. You can see, it's already in the favorites. And you can use also the search view here to search for the product in the favorites section. And similar with the home page or the product page, if you click to the add to list, you can also add the item to the list. Let me put here 4 different Red Bull energies, and I put here also few items for the Apple. So let me come back to the list. And now let's see, the visualization have been updated, and you can see here also different product here, and the total price have been already be updated. So there are 3 different places, that is the home page, the product page, and the favorites. That will be flexible for the user to manage when they want to put the product into the list. So that will be convenient for the users.
Let's move to the last section in this home UI. When you click on this About button, the UI for About fragment will show up. And this UI displays information about our mobile application within a web view. Here you can see the information, and if you click here in this link, a website will show up. A website will show up. Yeah. And here is the coding part to set up this web view feature. It initialized a web view object to configure and display HTML content. And then it initialized a string builder to construct HTML content for the web view. And also JavaScript is also enabled for the web view, for this web view. And then the HTML content constructed in the string builder is loaded into the web view using the load data with base URL method. As is. And finally, when user want to log out from the application, just click here at the logout. In the coding part, here are the steps implemented for this feature. So here we click at logout and log out successfully.